Thank you to Tokyo Treats and Sakurako for supporting this video. More on them a little later. Sup everyone, welcome back to another video, and before we get into it, I don't want this video to discourage anybody from building their Raiden or polling for constellations for her. This is just, I guess, an objective statement. I'm trying to look at this I truly am looking at this from an objective point of view, being somebody who, let's say, have no biases both towards or in favor of Raiden Shogun the character. But truth be told, a lot of things have changed since the last time we've talked about her. How is she doing right now in the current state of the game when it comes to people's reliance of both her power or her utility in all different types of content? Again, the name's Walrus if you guys enjoy discussion content. I've been playing this game since its release, so I mean, I have most of the characters. I think I only have like 3 or 4 that I didn't build. But with Raiden Shogun, where is she at right now? Truth be told, if all you want is a simple answers, she's not looking too hot if you're trying to compare her to her glory days. Now, of course, I'm not talking about her physical appearance because she is eternal beauty personified, but I'm talking about her relevancy within, I guess, the end game of Genshin. When it comes to really gritting your teeth, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, are you able to take her and excel? To say that she's not a good character would be untrue, but if you're comparing her to her peak, to her glory days, in comparison to the kind of obstacles Hoyoverse have been throwing at you, she definitely has become second or even third options when it comes to characters you want to build and play. Now, Genshin is very forgiving when it comes to recycling characters, meaning that, you know, they don't really ever go out of time. In fact, some of the worst and most underused characters imaginable are still capable of clearing the game. So Raiden is sitting still very pretty on top. However, if you're gonna ask different communities or players, hey, you know, how often are you still using your Raiden Shogun? A lot of them would tell you that they've kind of sidelined her, or they've reduced her more to a supportive role, meaning like supporting maybe some certain dendro reactions here and there. I think the most popular one definitely still is Raiden National, just because how cheap and easy that is to build, and for people, C0 still gets the job done really well, and especially since the arrival of Dendro, C0 has just gotten even better. So we're going to be talking about C2, C3 Raiden along with her signature weapon a little later, so people get an idea of where she's at right now in terms of investment value. Is C2 Raiden still that perfect benchmark? But before we talk about that, let's talk about the sponsor for this video, Tokyo Treats and Sakurako. For those who don't know, Tokyo Treats and Sakurako are 2 distinct Japanese themed snack boxes. Both are jam-packed with authentic snacks straight from Japan. From Tokyo Treats and their modern twists to Sakurako and their traditional delicacies, I'm positive there is something in these snack boxes that will be just perfect for you. Starting with Tokyo Treats, of course. With the New Year's, we have to start it off with this amazing theme. The Tokyo Treats box comes with up to 20 exclusive, limited edition, and seasonal flavored snacks that are only available in Japan for a limited time. It never ceases to surprise me how many different Kit Kat flavors are available in Japan, and I am here for every single one of them. Another treat is the drink that I get with each Tokyo Treat box. This time it's a drink called CC Lemon, and man, I gotta say, it's very different from the stuff we have in the West, and it hits in just the right spot for me personally that I think I'm going to be labeling this as one of my personal favorites. Now, looking at the Sakurako box, we have something that is enriched with Japan's traditional snacks, whereas Tokyo Treats is more like a modern day Japan filled with everything we love and know. The Sakurako box will be traveling back in time to a point where everything was much more simple. You will be able to taste the natural flavors of traditional snacks and savor each bite, knowing that a master craftsman recreated this snack with a technique that spans multiple decades, if not centuries. My personal favorite this time would have to be the Gold Bomb Kuchen and CC Lemon. Something about them just hit the right spot for me, and I would love to have more of these kind of snacks. The tea that came with the Sakurako box also pairs super well with all the snacks, that it's such a delight to just have on the side when I'm snacking away. And with every single Sakurako box also comes with an ornament item, sometimes a little plate, sometimes it's a cloth, sometimes it's a fan. We've gotten all sorts of goodies. This time it's the Neko Furoshiki, which is a type of wrapping cloth that you can use to wrap stuff, carrying them around. For Japan, I think most of the time people would use them to wrap lunch boxes, which, man, it's just perfect even as a gift in of itself. But for people, if you want to order your own snack boxes or give someone a small piece of Japan, you can use my code and link down below for a discount. Again, thank you to Tokyo Treats and Sakurako for sponsoring this video. Now with Raiden Shogun's constellations, now this is a very, very difficult and touchy subject. I know there are people lined up right now wanting to summon for Raiden Shogun and her constellation, still slowly working away to that amazing C2 power spike. Now the power is still the same, right? She's still getting a transformative boost in power. However, I know people hate it when I tack on however. It's just, you have to ask yourself, how relevant is that power spike in modern day Genshin? There are characters coming out now with C0, C1s, well, probably C1s to be more fair, that can rival this type of power. For example, Neuvillette at C1 with his signature weapon is just utterly broken. A lot of the modern fronting characters, especially if you include a character such as Farina, which can boost the damage of all characters. Like getting a Farina C2 is kind of like giving all of your DPS character a Raiden C2 type of boost. Now it's not quite the same, I know, all right? But if you just do the math, for the same price you're paying for a Raiden C2, which only Raiden Shogun gets that power spike, you can give a similar power spike to all of your damage character. I know I said that just like 15 seconds ago, but I need to say it again so it'll sink in for some people when it comes to justifying paying this price. It's not like Raiden, being an older character, is getting a huge discount. The price is still the same. Now, Genshin has done an amazing job in keeping characters relevant. None of these characters ever really become utter garbage, especially not an Archon. And I do know that with Archons, Zhongli had their time, like Venti definitely had times when he's had his ups and downs. He's currently in his lows. He's been there since Kazuha came out, but I'm sure one day Venti's gonna get his way back up. But Zhongli had a time when it felt like he didn't really seem like he fitted in anywhere, but now you see he's jumped back to the top. A lot of people really love to have a Zhongli in their team, and he really fills a lot of these roles really well. Raiden Shogun had her time, now she's kind of in the pits, but trust me, just like a seesaw, they go back and forth and back and forth. So investing in a Raiden C2, even C3, is not going to end up hurting your account. I don't want this to come off as like, oh, if you don't play this game optimally and always spend in the best way possible, then you're hurting your account. Absolutely not. If you get a Raiden C2, you get a Raiden C3, you're still going to be kicking ass. But but if you just take that money and put it towards a Farina C2, you're probably going to be kicking a little more ass, a little more frequently, and a little more conveniently, as opposed if you just put it into Raiden C2. All right, that's how the game turns out as of now. Farina's the newest Archon. You should be expecting her to really kick ass. When it comes to Raiden Shogun's weapon, I do think that it's a really good pickup. I don't think that at this point in the game, you can say Raiden Shogun's weapon is a bad investment. Although, yes, it's pretty much an exclusive weapon just for her. But at the end of the day, I really think that a character such as Raiden, if you're eventually going to invest into her, getting her weapon, eventually pulling her to C2 is just a course of action that most of the Archon lovers are going to go through regardless. And if you're playing your account optimally, you have the catch, right? You can also use that for Raiden, but a lot of times people want to use the catch for Xiangling, which I don't blame them. Xiangling nowadays is pretty damn good. She can be fitted into still the most busted ass teams. I don't know what Hoyoverse has plans for Xiangling when the Pyro region comes around, Natlin. So I hope to God that this does not mean the end for Raiden. She's been kind of slipping lower and lower when it comes to relevancy. A lot of even CN players, which have like the craziest meta players over there, have not said very good things about her when it comes to how relevant she is in comparison to her glory days. And I gotta agree, right? Like, it's just much better options out there nowadays. Sorry, girl, but you gotta give other people time to shine in the spotlight. But what do you guys think, right? I'm sure nobody here thinks Raiden is irrelevant, but is Raiden still as good as she used to be and as relevant? Or are some of these other characters really just taking the spotlight for now? Post your comments down below and let's have a discussion. I'll see you guys in my live stream, which will be happening tomorrow when the new banners rolls around, and we'll talk more then. Until then, urge y'all to stay safe. Peace, bye bye.